Okay, this is a little high voltage tester. This is a bad tube that I found out in one of my outbuildings, and I have the high voltage lead tied to the control grid and another one on a clip lead, which is nice at this voltage, but I have the other one on a clip lead that goes to the anode of the tube. And I know that this tube's bad. So now, this is a little tester. This is still the prototype. And it's plugged in. And this meter reads 2.5 kilovolts for every major picket on the scale. So when I come up here, and it won't go up there, I'm turning it up, and it won't go up over like 1,000 volts. And let's see, and you notice that the neon bulb has lit up. And I'm going to unplug this. There, the bulb's off. I'm going to plug it back in. And I'm going to turn it up. And so like at about 1 kV, maybe around 1 kV, the neon bulb lights bright and stays lit. And the high voltage, no matter where I turn it to, won't go over 1 kV because it's current limiting at 1,000 volts on this bad tube. So now I unplugged it to reset it. I'm going to probably have to put a switch in it. And so it's reset. I'll take this tube off and I'll put one that I know is good on. Okay, and I've got a tube on now that I've known to be good. And again, this thing's plugged in, but it's turned all the way down. So I'm going to crank it up. See, now this thing will go up. It's at 5,000 volts right now. And we look at the bulb and it's just barely showing any brightness. You can just barely see the bulb is lit. So this is a good tube. And I can run the voltage all the way up to, let's see, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12. It's 12,500 volts, 12,500 volts. I can go over 12,500 on a good 3-500Z. I'll turn it back down. Notice it turns all the way down now. Okay, now this is a 572 I've connected up. And I'm going to, it's a brand new 572. I'm going to run it up. See, there's 5,000 volts. The bulb is just barely showing any brightness at all. You can hook a microamp meter up to this and do the same thing. It's at 7.5 kV right now. Still nothing going on with the neon bulb. There's 10,000 volts. Not much going on with the neon bulb. It's just barely lit. There's, what is this? That's 5,000, 7,500. This 10,000 volts. At 10,000 volts, the tube is just starting to show, just starting to load the meter. You can see it fluctuate a little bit. So it's just barely starting to draw current at 12 and, let's see, are we at 12,500? 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. So at 12.5 kV, it's just barely starting to show leakage on this 572B. This is a really good 572B.